Good morning, afternoon, evening, guys. We're back with another random tier list here. Today, the revival of an old series on the channel, Things I Could Fight, or groups of things I could fight, I suppose. Today, we're doing NCAA Mascots. Yesterday, I did March Madness. That tier list will be linked down below if you'd like to see that. It's just a short, nothing crazy, based on Vegas odds for who's going to win March Madness. And today, second day of March Madness, we are talking about NCAA Mascots. We're not specifically talking about mascots that are from those best teams in March Madness. We're just talking about NCAA ones in general. And we're talking about how I, a 6'4" overweight man, would pair in these fights against these mascots, should I ever find myself in a one-on-one encounter with them. Now, parameters of this fight is, no weapons. I'm not just going to pull out a pistol and shoot these guys, right? That's not really the point of this. I also have no formal fighting experience, no history of boxing or doing MMA or anything like that. I was athletic growing up, for what that matters. We're going to use all that information to see how we would go on this tier list here. The red up here means I would absolutely obliterate this mascot. I would win super easily. I would win with some difficulty, win with injuries, draw there in the yellow, and then lose with injuries, meaning, I'm losing and I'm taking some injuries, right? Or maybe I'm even doing some slight damage to them, but I am losing. Lose with major injuries, I'm taking some real damage here, right? Not really going to be much of a challenge for me to get beaten. And then absolutely would get destroyed down the bottom there. Yeah, those mascots are just wiping the floor with me. We got a lot of mascots to get through, so let's go ahead and get started. Here we have a bird. I think I would pretty much defeat this bird. I think I would come up and I'm pretty confident I could just sock this thing right in its beak. I could take it out. Now, if it wasn't clear already, I do not know all of these teams and schools that these mascots are from. I will tell you the ones that I know, but get ready to be disappointed at my lack of college sports information here. Coming up here, we have an anteater bear of some kind. Not really sure what I'm looking at here. I think I could take it. I think it, might give me some difficulty. I don't know that I'd obliterate it, but I do think I could beat it in a fight. Come on, look at this thing. I don't think it's going to give me much trouble. Coming up next, we have an elephant, and I think this thing will have a slight weight advantage against me. I do think it'll be a draw. I don't think it'll be anything crazy, but it might be a little difficult for me to take on, one-on-one. This thing here, this boar would run over me. I would lose with major injuries here. Pretty close to getting destroyed, but I think I'd do a little bit here. This red bear tiger thing, I'd probably lose. I definitely take some injuries that would cause me some lasting pain there. This horse, look at those pecs, look at those abs. This thing would annihilate me. Is this a horse? I think it's a horse. I would get destroyed by this, let's be honest. Up next, we have the Clemson Tiger. Is this Clemson? I think it's Clemson. If it's not Clemson, it's LSU. I think it's Clemson, though. The Clemson Tiger would absolutely eat me up and spit me out. Definitely would get destroyed by that. And speaking of getting destroyed, the ASU Sun Devil would probably do the same thing to me. I know we said no weapons, but this guy actually has one in his picture here, so the Sun Devil would probably skewer me, I will have to say. I think I could take on the Arizona Wildcat, though. I think I would win with a little bit of injuries. He'd probably bite my arm or something, but I could just punch him with the other one, right? I think I could take him out. I'm also not really that concerned about this Cardinal here, which should be a really obvious team. That just name escaping me here. Kansas? No, it's not Kansas. Kansas is down here. I don't know. I'll think of that later, or I won't. Baylor. We got a Baylor Bear here. Baylor Bear would probably beat me up. Let's be honest. I am not too proud to admit when a wild animal would defeat me, and this Baylor Bear would do that. As would this horse. Boise State horse here. I think it's Boise. Is it Boise? Let me know in the comments if I get any of these totally wrong. I'm sure I will get more than one wrong. This hawk, his head looks a little too big for his body. So I think I could have an advantage here. I think I'd be able to win. Simply, honestly, by just going up and just pushing it over. I don't think he'd be able to get up very easily. So I do think I would be able to win there. This is a little unfair. It's a 2-on-1 fight. So either of these mascots, they both look like girls. Not that that, means anything here. I don't know. But just looking at their stances, I don't think they're really ready to, as the kids say these days, catch the smoke. I don't think they're ready for that. I think I would absolutely obliterate them. This thing would eat me alive, though. This is a blue bull. That's absolutely terrifying. We have another tiger here. This tiger looks like he's pretty athletic. I think we'd have a pretty back and forth fight, but I do think he'd take me out without that much difficulty here. This thing looks like something that I would find on a Saturday morning cartoon, maybe an episode of what was that show? I almost said Hey Arnold. That's not what I'm thinking of. Arthur. Do you guys remember that show? This guy looks like a character from Arthur. I think I'd absolutely obliterate him. Not very worried. Basketball head here. I'd win with some difficulty, but I'm going to dribble his head all over the ground. He's sitting on the ground already, so I could just run up and kick him in the head, I think. So, yeah. This guy looks pretty buff. I think he could probably do some damage to me. This is another tiger, and I know we just talked about tigers, but this one doesn't look as scary. His face looks kind of dumb. I do think he'd have an edge against me, but I think that I would put up a good fight, right? I'd put up a good fight with him. This ram, though, I don't know. I feel like this thing is just going to lower his shoulders and just run into me, if we're being honest. This thing here, I have a draw against. I don't really know how to describe what I'm looking at here, nor how our fight would go. The Duke Mascot, who, is it a devil? Is it a vampire? I don't know. I honestly don't know that information. I'm going to win with some injuries. I'm going to go up, I'm going to punch him in his mouth, maybe grab his ear. I could win. I am confident in my ability to win that one. ECU, what is that? Eastern Kentucky starts with a K. Oh my gosh. Did I really just say Kentucky starts with C? Wow. Draw. Sure. Let's move on. We got a bird here. I think I could punch him in the head. He looks a little top heavy. Some of these mascots look a bit top heavy. You hit him in the right spot, they would probably fall over, and you could prosper from there. We have an owl here. I do think I could take on an owl without that much difficulty. We have a bear here. I think I could take that out. Some injuries coming my way, perhaps. This guy has a horse at his disposal, and I don't have a horse at my disposal. I think he could run up and kick me in the head with the horse. The Florida Gator here is an alligator, and I don't care if it's stuffed. Alligators are horrifying in terms of, fighting against one. We have some type of bulldog here. I'd be losing with major injuries, let's be honest there. We have a blue tiger / panther. I think I'd be losing with some injuries. A bee, I would be able to take a bee. Not that worried about it. Got I believe, Georgia bulldog here. Again, just like the last bulldog we saw, lose with some major injuries here. This guy looks like a ripped Native American man. I'm not sure what the mascot is particularly, but I feel like this guy would chokeslam me somehow. So I would say I'd get destroyed by this guy. This one looks pretty dumb. I actually think I would absolutely obliterate this thing. I feel like I would come up and just, punch him in the back of the head. I would take a sucker punch against this guy. That is not something I'm above. We have a little king here, right? He's got a little crown. I'd say a draw. Respect to the king. Maybe split that draw. I don't even know what I'm looking at here with this one, to be honest. I'm going to say draw, right? Because it does look like a human being. Can't use the whole top-heavy trick to push him over. This guy's in black and white. I think I'd obliterate him because if he's in a black and white photo, he probably is pretty old, right? There's not a single black and white photo of me on the planet, so this guy being around back when they had those types of photos, that means he's pretty old. I think I could obliterate him with my youth. We have another cardinal red bird here, Iowa State. This one, I think I could handle that one. Maybe take some injuries in the process, but back and forth fight. But I do think I could take him. This looks like a wasp. Is it a wasp? I don't know where I just put that. Oh, it's over here. Is it a wasp? Looks like I don't know what school this is. Black and yellow. Is that Pittsburgh University? Is that a thing? It's not a thing. Maybe it is a thing. I don't know. I'm going to say draw. This thing is the biggest example of I would push it over and it would fall over. This guy's head is as big as his entire torso. So very, very top heavy here. I definitely think I could take him out. This Red Robin looking thing just looks weird. I think I would win, maybe with some difficulty, but overall I think I have the edge. We have a Hawk here. Hawk would definitely do some damage to me. That beak does look pretty sharp, but I do think in the end I would be able to take the win to take that W. Kentucky Cougar. You know, Cougars are pretty crazy. I think I would probably lose with some injuries there, let's be honest. Another Bulldog here. Got to put that with lose with major injuries. That thing would maul me. Even though it is pretty top heavy, you know, we could look into that. What is this? What is this? Is this a red pepper with hair? What kind of mascot is this? I would kill this thing. I would absolutely deck this thing with an elbow shot to the head. Not even a fist, just like a running elbow, right? Just, if you guys heard it, I just demonstrated it. So you can imagine that in your home or wherever. Another bird here. I think I could take the birds. Most birds I'm seeing here. There hasn't been many birds here that I'm really worried about. That goes double for this bird, which I've definitely seen before. But off the top of my head, I don't remember what it is. I would win. Honestly, I would obliterate this thing. Let's be honest. Look at its mouth. Look at its stupid mouth. Punch it in the mouth. We have another tiger. This one, though, I will put in draw because of its such a large head. It's not going to have the balance needed to fight with me for an extended period of time. We have Marshall, and they're what I assume are mooses. That's pretty legit. You don't hear much about mooses these days. Or moose. I believe the plural of mooses is just moose. You don't hear much about moose these days, so I'd say I'd lose with major injuries. Mooses are crazy, to be honest. Another bird here. I'd say I'd lose with some injuries. I think I'd be able to take it, though. Another tiger coming up here, guys. Honestly, this tier list is making me see just how many of these mascots are duplicates. So many birds, so many tigers. Really appreciate the teams that come up with something original. Even this bluebird here is pretty cool. This moose with abs. Or horse? Did we say it was a horse? Is it a horse, a moose, an antelope, a deer? I don't know, but it has ab. Oh, it's Army. This is Army. That doesn't actually help me. I don't know what Army's mascot is, but it is Army. So that's neat. You know, Gator's pretty cool, right? All right, let's keep on going. I can't tell what this is, so I'm going to have to automatically put it in draw. Gonna at least give myself a fighting chance against it, though. If you look, this mascot does look a little hefty. So actually, just on weight alone, you know, I do have a good amount of weight on me, but if somebody else also has that, I don't like my chances. We have a duck here. I don't like this duck. I think I'd take it. Its big old beak there might do some damage, might chow down on my arm as I try to punch it, but I think I could take care of it. The Michigan State Spartan would actually annihilate me. If this thing's anything like a real Spartan, I have to give respect to that. It would probably impale me with the flag that he's carrying in this photo. I don't know what this is. I really don't. I think I could take it, though. It's blue and yellow. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. This is a superhero-looking chipmunk. Has a cape. I think I could take the chipmunk. Win with some difficulty, I'd say. Another Bulldog here. Automatic entry into lose with major injuries. Definitely hurt me. A tiger here, but a poorly designed tiger costume, so I'm going to put it into draw. I do think I could take it. This is a rhino or horse or something. This thing would eat me alive, and actually rhinos are, I believe, herbivores, so it perhaps would not eat me alive. It would actually stomp me alive, perhaps. Not very, confident on that one, I'd say. All right, another bird coming up here. This bird actually looks a little more fearsome than the ones we've seen. Not sure what school it's from. But for the first time ever, I'm going to put a bird here in lose with injuries. I do think this bird could take me. I can see it in his eyes right there. I do think that he would put up a pretty good fight and a winning fight against me at that. This goat, though, honestly, those horns don't intimidate me at all. if it ran at me, I feel like I could grab the horns and use them to get him into some sort of a submission hold. But I will put in draw, because if I do mess that up, I might be dead. So it's all going to depend on whether or not I can actually accomplish that. We have another animal here coming up that I honestly can't really see. I do think I can take it, though. Something about it, just looking at it, I feel like I could give it a rock bottom. If you don't know what a rock bottom is, you didn't watch wrestling 20 years ago, maybe you weren't alive then. I don't know what your excuse is, but go Google rock bottom and then come back. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, and we're back. So if you needed to go do that, thank you for taking care of that. Alright, we have a minor of some kind. Minor, I'd say, lose with some injuries. This is another humanoid one, right? He looks pretty swole. Looks like he actually has some pretty big teeth, too, so he could bite me, do some damage there. I think I would lose with some injuries happening. Another one I can't really see here. I'm going to go ahead and put that one in draw. We have a coyote or wild dog of some kind. This one, respect on that, the NIU mascot here, I think I would lose with major injuries. We have another ram here, or sheep with some horns. Again, lose with major injuries on this one. This one definitely looks more fearsome and more athletic than the first ram that we looked at. Guys, we have a leprechaun here. Just straight up a leprechaun. I will give you guys a full detailed look on St. Patrick's Day coming up here in 2 days, is it? Or at the time no, tomorrow. Tomorrow it is. Tomorrow at the time of me uploading this video. Yeah, we'll talk about leprechauns on St. Patrick's Day, but I will absolutely obliterate this thing. This guy. This humanoid. Alright, another bulldog-looking thing. This might be a bear, though, to be honest. I think I'd lose with major injuries, though. This one, not so sure. His jaws look a lot smaller. He's also number 0, which we haven't talked about numbers yet. But if you look, a lot of the mascots here, we have 68, 88, 40, 45, 1, number 1. I don't think there's very many mascots that would do a lot of damage to me with the number 0. Exceptions being this blue horse and the Baylor bear, right? And those are pretty legit. But because of this thing, this coyote having number 0, I do think I would be able to take him. I'm going to say I'd win with some difficulty. I would absolutely annihilate the Ohio State Buckeye. I would absolutely knock him out. He would not be able to mascot for a week, I would say. Another mascot here. Well, that was obvious. I can't tell what it is, to be honest. Should I have a tier that is, what is this? Perhaps. But we don't yet. So, let's go ahead and draw. This is a cowboy with a giant head. I'd say I'd win with some difficulty. He does have a pretty big head. Looks kind of heavy. Doesn't make it look like it's made out of the same material as other mascots, so gonna have to put him up there. This guy looks way too nice to fight. Honestly, I think I could take him. This is some type of horse or deer. Here we have a swole-looking, really cut-looking shark. Yeah, I can't take a shark. I cannot do that. We have Oregon State Beaver. I've never known a beaver to be able to beat me in a fight, ever. There's never been a beaver I've met that I've said, man, that guy could take me in a fight. Now, I will respect the beaver's teeth and whatnot, and also their architectural ability, which I'm not sure how that applies here, but, just to go ahead and mention that, I do think he would cause me some injury, but I do think I could take the beaver. Oregon Duck here. I'm not as confident that the duck would actually do some damage against me. I think I would win with some difficulty, but I don't even know that it would really cause any lasting injuries. We have a bear here. This thing looks really weird. I think I could take it. It looks pretty distractible. I think I could give it the old 1-2 while it's not looking. We have another beaver alpaca. Is this an alpaca? Is it a llama? It might be one of those two things. I'm going to go ahead and lose with some injuries there for the alpaca/llama. We have a miner of some kind here. Got a hard hat on. Got a sledgehammer. Very weird, cursed-looking mascot, if I do say so myself. He has a sledgehammer, so my goal here would be to get the sledgehammer from him. If I do that, I would win. We have Rice University here. I didn't even know they had a mascot. I didn't even know they participated in sports. I thought they were all just smart there. Shows how much I know, I suppose. I'd say I'd lose with some injury. Not only is this mascot going to be powerful, But he's also going to be pretty smart. Might be able to outsmart me if he goes to Rice. We have a Trojan here. Probably would get destroyed by that, if we're being honest. Like, let's be fair. He has some, Roman Empire era tactics that he may unleash upon me. We have a Jaguar here, but it looks pretty derpy. I do think I could take this Jaguar. So that's the thing. Some of these Jaguars look pretty, cool. Like they'd give me a lot of trouble. This one looks, again, like I could push it over. I haven't said it in a while. Push it over. It would not be able to get up for the sake and weight of its head. So, yeah. Carrying on here. This is a dumb-looking bird. I think we'd probably fight to a draw. I try to punch that face. It looks like that face is already collapsed a little bit, though, so I'm not sure how much damage I'd be able to do. This is a giant bull. Could not take that. This is an actual, like, is this Native American? Is it South American? I'm not sure what culture we are looking at here, but this looks like a warrior, and I think he would hurt me. We have a black horse here. Win with some major injuries. I think I can maybe, try to fight this thing, but I think it'd beat me. Another hawk. Respect on this hawk. How high have we put birds? Most of our birds are not getting this high. Yeah, I'd say you lose with some injuries here. I think that's probably the highest we can put most birds. Though this one, some respect there. I do think it would do some damage against me. Do think it would have the advantage. This is a tree. I would just chop it down. I'm not allowed weapons, but I feel like I could just do that. Right? This is just a tree with a smile. What's it going to do? It doesn't even have any arms. Does it have arms? I don't know. I can't see in this image that it actually has arms. So I think I'd absolutely obliterate that thing. This too, its arms are coming out of its ears. I mean, that looks atrocious and hideous, and it has such a big face for me to punch. I think I could take this. I have no idea what this is. If you're listening to this video and not watching it by chance, please just come look at this and tell me what this is. I don't know what this is. I would get destroyed because I'd just be afraid of it. Is it a tadpole? Is it a fish? It reminds me of that one mascot that ate a person. It was like a thing. It went viral. Is that this? I don't know. Let me know. I would take my frustration at this mascot out on this bird, and I think it would probably beat me anyway, but yeah, I would definitely try. This is an actual dog, and it would destroy me because I can't fight an actual dog. I mean, could I? In theory, sure, but would I? No, this dog would beat me. We have what looks like that character from, the old Bugs Bunny cartoons with the guns. I'd say I'd probably lose with some injuries. Actually, probably major injuries if he has any of his guns. I do see he has a holster there, so maybe lose with some major injuries. This is a bull. It would destroy me. This looks like a motorcycle driver. If he has the motorcycle, he could run me over. Not feeling that. Another Trojan here would destroy me. Now here we have a bird with some big old feathers. I feel like I could grab those feathers and just kind of throw them around. I do think I would win with some injuries. He would probably hurt me a little, but I do think I'd win. We have a superhero here, and as cool as I am, as good as my YouTube channel is, I am not a superhero. I have to be honest about that. Here we have a cougar or big cat-looking thing. Again, would probably destroy me, let's be honest. We have a green tiger, lion, cat of some kind. I would fight this thing to a draw, I'd say. He's number 33, which is a repeating prime number, and that definitely means that I have a chance, I'd say. UCF, I don't remember what their mascot is, but it's some kind of knight, right? UCF mascot actually looks really, really cool. I think it'd destroy me. UCLA Bruins, same thing. It's just a big, strong bear. And the Yukon, is it coyote? Wolf? Whatever it is, it would eat me. And, it would get destroyed. We have a founding father-looking character here, which I think I would be able to obliterate. Strong word there, but I do think I would be able to take his hat and beat him with it. That would be my main objective there. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. And girls. I don't know who's watching. Is this a cat? I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm going to say draw. This is a guy riding an actual horse that would probably stomp me and just kill me. Is this USC? I'm pretty sure it's USC with with like a Trojan riding a horse. Yeah, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know how I would fight that. The Utah State Bull. I'm not sure what their mascot's actually called, but it does look like a bull, a blue bull at that. Yeah, would kill me. Utah, this bird looks pretty dumb. Doesn't even look like it could fly. I do think I could be able to take it. In fact, I do think I would absolutely obliterate it. This man doesn't look like he has much going for him other than the fact that he's wearing pads. Another minor here. Another minor. This one comes equipped with a pickaxe. If I could take that pickaxe, I could definitely do some damage, which is actually why I believe I put the guy with the sledgehammer up here, right? I'd say I win with some injuries. I'm pretty confident that I could take the sledgehammer from this guy. I'm not confident I could take the pickaxe from this guy. This guy looks like he was born with that pickaxe, and I was not. So I think he would destroy me, actually, and bludgeon me with the pickaxe. Is this the Tennessee mascot? It's a dog. I think I could take a dog. Not a real dog, but mascot dog. I do think I could win with some injuries. Bluebird here. I'd obliterate this thing, let's be honest. Its sign would become a weapon in my hands, and I would win. It's also number 0. We talked about that. Automatic downgrade as well. I don't know what I'm looking at with this one. I'm going to say draw. I'm going to respect the orange. Sometimes, when you wear orange, somebody thinks you're I don't know where I was going with that. All right, here we have he's wearing an army uniform or a military uniform of some kind. That's all I got, really. I think he'd probably beat me, lose with some major injuries, but honestly, I can't say much after that. We have Villanova. I think it's Villanova. There's a friend of mine whose last name is Villanueva. That's, I think, what's throwing me off here. Probably draw on this one. It looks like a straight-up fight I could have with that guy. This is the stupidest looking horse I've ever seen. Unless it's not a horse. But I don't really know what else it would be. Like, is it a donkey? I don't know. I think I could win. Definitely think I could win. With some injuries, of course. You can't beat up a horse without taking some injuries of your own. But I think I could win. This guy has a motorcycle. He could run me over. This is a fierce-looking coyote, despite him being number 0. Yeah, I think he could definitely beat me up here. What is up with some mascots looking like furries? Is that a thing now? This one kind of gives me that vibe. I don't know. This is a pretty sick-looking big cat of some kind. Cougar, perhaps. Looks like it's Arkansas State. Not sure what their mascot is off the top of my head. But yeah, I think it could take me. This owl could not. I would obliterate this owl. I would absolutely wipe the floor with the Wisconsin. Is it an owl? Is it a hamster? I'm not really sure. But I would obliterate it. I don't know what this is. This looks like a red... that purple guy from McDonald's, right? Grimace? This looks like a red Grimace. Looks wild. Looks crazy. I would obliterate it. This is an actual Minuteman. He has a rifle. Actually, no, he's not a Minuteman. He is wearing some type of Native American garb on his leggings, some leather pants. Maybe that's not Native American. I don't know. Is this Lewis and Clark? Is this Lewis? Am I fighting Clark here? I don't know. I think they destroyed me. They have a gun. And we have a cowboy, but just from looking at his dance moves, I do think I'd be able to win. With some injuries, but win nonetheless. Alright guys, this has been the tier list. What do you think? Am I an idiot for not knowing some of these names? Did I overestimate my own ability or that of my opponents today? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like tier lists where I talk about who I could or could not be in a fight, we actually have a couple more this week coming up, starting tomorrow on St. Patrick's Day. So thank you guys for watching. In any case, return of an old series here. And with all that said, guys, this has been the guy who makes random tier lists. I'm signing off.